Today we're going to have a little river adventure. I got my motorized kayak up on top of the truck, and we're going to go down to a river ride here, put it in, and go to a spot that I hope has some nice old relics. Relics from like the early to mid 1800s. But let's get in the water first before I get too much into the details. Well, we made it to the river, and it's a little disappointing today because it's quite murky. Not going to get much underwater action, and it's actually a little bit high too. But I've been wanting to get to this place to check it out for a long time, so let's go ahead and keep on going. Hopefully I think I'm going to lose my hat. We'll keep on going, and we'll check it out at least today, and if we have to come back another day, we can do that. You ready? There's those two sticks again. And surprisingly enough, this is exactly where I wanted to go. Just pull the boat up here, and just glancing at the shore, I can actually see some artifacts. And I also saw a footprint here too. We're a good ways from anything, so I don't know what that's about. But these are net weights. I don't know how old they are, and I don't know if maybe someone just threw them up on the bank if they're detectors. That looks like something iron right there, maybe. That's a piece of iron that's all dissolving. Another net weight here. So we might be in the right spot. That's something weird, isn't it? Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna set those down. Any idea what that is? It's a big old chunk of glass, right? It looks almost like a bottle or something because it's smooth right there, but look how thick it is. It's not just a piece of glass. This is actually evidence of an iron furnace nearby. This is molten glass that is formed when they heat up the iron ore, and to get the iron to drip out of it, the elemental iron, and what it leaves behind is called burned rock and stuff like burned sand. So this is actually just burned natural sand. They came off of the iron ore, and it's just a chunk of it. When I was a kid down near Harper's Ferry, you could walk along the banks up there above the dam number 3 there, and they were just like huge chunks of this there. You could pick up like 4 or 5 pound chunks of it. It's not anymore. It's not there now because I guess people picked it all up. It makes me wonder about those sticks, if they aren't indeed marker sticks of some sort. Like I said, I saw sneaker prints here, so someone who was here within the last day or two. That could have been a can that they dug and they threw up on the bank, or could have just washed out, but I wonder what's going on. I think I'm in somebody's... Ooh, looky. That's going to be something right there, too. That's a little piece of quartz, and it's probably been chipped off a larger piece by an American Indian when they were making arrowheads or spear points or other tools. If you look closely, we might even be able... Actually, here's a piece... there's another big piece of that glass. Definitely furnace nearby here, or someone brought this down and dumped it along the riverbank from, up in the hills there somewhere. Before we get the metal detector out, let's just kind of walk along here, just see what we can see. Just where things have been washed out. Oh, there's something there, look. I forget what these are called, but it's definitely an old iron piece. That could be 1700s, 1800s. That's kind of suspicious up on the rocks like that. I'm always nervous when I find a lot of stuff on the bank thrown up, because that usually means somebody's been digging here before you. I like fresh spots, but we'll take what we can get. Let's just walk along and see what we can see. Can there's, that's kind of suspicious. Oh, there's somebody's campfire. So that might have something to do with those sticks. Could be detectors, or could just be people camping out here and fishing and stuff. But nothing too interesting, but I did find another piece of that molten glass from the iron furnace, which I'm just going to leave that. And this rock looked interesting. It looks almost like iron ore, doesn't it? I'm not sure if it is or not. I've been going along with the metal detector for about 15 minutes. This place is loaded with junk. I haven't dug anything good. I got this little signal here. I don't know what it is. Some type of little tag. And there are just tons of bottle caps. You can see the bottle caps, and actually a lot more cans in here than I was hoping there was going to be. I was out in the water, bottle caps and pull tabs. I came from the boat up there, up to the water, and it just loaded with cans too. So this is unfortunate. There's a lot of junk here. So I'm down a good ways below the boat. Now I'm finding some, a lot of junk, but I did just find this old sinker. That could be 1700s or 1800s or more modern, but that's my first what I would consider old find, and something that I would be expecting to find today. I did get a square nail there, so there is some evidence. So I've been at it for about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, and I'm working my way down the river. This is about as low as I wanted to go right here. I did just find this, and this is kind of interesting. This is a nice old piece, hand forged. See how cattywampus it is, handmade. Probably would have been a bolt through there, and I'm not sure. I thought that was a hook, but it's not actually a hook. But that's a good old piece right there. But that's about the most interesting thing I found. Kind of funny, about a foot away from where I found that old piece of iron, I got another really high signal. It was good. It was way down deep in that hard packed sand and rocks. So I was very excited about being a nice big old silver coin, and it's a can lid. It was down deep in that stuff too. I'm gonna wear my fingers out today. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I only normally wear one glove for digging and one glove for working the camera. So sometimes it doesn't look like I have gloves on, but usually I do. All right, let's get back to it. I'm not giving up yet. Still finding lots of cans like this, but I'm looking downstream there. I don't know if you can really make it out, but there's like a bunch of rocks, and it kind of sticks out a little bit. So I'm hoping that's going to be something. Now, you've noticed a lot of these round rocks I've been going by are just piles of rocks on the bank. And I think that's probably from these fields that are up here when they were plowed. They used to be farmed back in the day. Farmers would take, pick up the rocks, put them in the wagon, take them down to the creek bank and dump them in. So you see like groupings of rocks that came out of the fields. But that looks a little different, or it's a lot bigger. So I'm kind of hopeful about that piece right there. So down to where the rocks are, and there's a huge amount of cans that apparently must be a low pressure area. Right along the bank here, you can see there's like a plastic trash barrel. There's a lot of cans through here. Not sure what was going on. I mean, I'm still very hopeful because there's a lot of rocks, and the way it sticks out in the river like that, I'm hoping it might be someplace where they loaded boats or something. Just dig this half a horseshoe. Normally when you find these, this is an indication of like a ford, because the horses would break their shoes when they're going across the rocky bottoms. But I know there's not a ford here, because on the other side of the river is solid rocks. There's big cliffs over there. So this could have been used as some type of weight for a fisherman, back in the 1800s, for a net, or just a big old catfish weight. Or someone could just pitch it in because it was in the fields up there. All right, so I moved to a kind of a different area, and I want to show you my first find. Thought I had something there, but it's a big old chain. Hopefully the next one will be just a little bit better than this. Whew, thought I had an artillery shell. Maybe next time. So I'm getting into an area here where there's a lot of like good iron. Like here's a big old square handmade spike, hand forged. So yeah, a lot of good iron in here. Unfortunately, zero underwater action. I just found this. This is actually a kind of a cool piece of pewter, or zinc rather. It's probably, could be off of an old dry sink or something. But that's just a great big beautiful signal. So I got a nice little signal up here in this silt. You can look at all the raccoon tracks up there. I got it out of the hole. I don't see it, but it sounds really good. It's right in here. I know it's not a piece of can. All right, this is it. Feels like melted lead. Yep, it's a big old blob of melted lead. All right, I'll take that. That's still a good sign. Like I said, there's a lot of iron in here, a lot of square nail. Just dug another half a horseshoe. Kind of like earlier today, isn't it? It's a nice big trail going up there too. I don't know if that's deer or raccoons or beaver or what. But yeah, another broken horseshoe. Isn't that weird? All right, let's find something good. So right down there is where I found the horseshoe, and that's that trail. I had to come up and see why that trail's here. I figured there was something going on. And sure enough, check this out. Where a beaver has been coming up here. Spent a lot of time working on getting that tree cut down. Beaver cut this with his teeth. You can see the tooth marks in there. Did all that with his teeth. Who knows how long it took him. Big old cherry tree. When it fell into those trees, so he couldn't get any of the branches off of it. Because what they like to do is they like to eat the bark on the smaller branches. Did all that work for nothing. Enough to make him want to have rabies, I bet. Get back in the water. Getting tons of iron signals in here, so I've been fishing around a little bit. And lots of square nails in there. That's a rose head nail. And there's a little roller buckle there too. Check that out. So, you know, I'm not getting any good squeakers, but I think it's probably because of so many nails. So what we're going to have to do, we'll come back here when the water's clear, so we can just kind of fan, maybe bring a bigger magnet and get all those nails out of the way. And I suspect there's going to be some stuff all mixed in, just like, you know, some of those dumps that we've been to recently, except it'll be from like the 1700s and 1800s. Now there's a sweet little find right there. Nice old double bitted axe. Wow, that's awesome, dude. We'll definitely keep that. I've been detecting a little bit on my own, well, probably for the last hour and a half or so. I just work in this area and digging in the iron and pulling some of the iron out just to see what's here. I'm really excited about coming back because, like I said, I didn't want to get my head underwater because of the recent rains, but just out beyond where I can detect and not have to do that, or have to do that, there's a lot of good signals. So we're definitely coming back here. Really quick, I want to show you again what we found. Got that double bitted axe, a lot of iron. There's some really good old spikes in here. I'm going to save the really good ones for my collection because I really do like those hand forged spikes. That's a new one, that's round. There are some ceramics in here, so when the water clears up, we'll definitely keep our eyes open for that. Found a lock with CS on it. Confederate States. I don't think so, but did find this nice little piece of brass. I'm not sure what it goes to. Looks like some type of decoration for furniture. Another nice little piece of brass that probably dates, you know, well into the 1800s at least. Some scissors that are broken. I guess they're probably scissors or shears or whatnot. Not sure about this doodad. It's iron, so I'm not too excited about it. But you can just see lots of iron. Oh, I found this spoon. It was right down in with all this iron, but it looks like somebody lost it yesterday. I'm suspecting it's not very old. Isn't that weird? There's really nothing like up here on the bank for a long ways. I mean, there's no even camps up there, so I don't know how this spoon got here, unless a fisherman dropped it. I almost forgot this little thing too. It doesn't look like much, but I think it might be a holder for a ramrod. That's the first thing that came to mind when I saw that. I mean, not 100% on it, but I'm suspecting that could be for like a, you know, older musket. Not a Civil War era, but, you know, prior to that. I'll go ahead and call it a day, I think. If I get into anything else, I get the camera back out, but that's probably it for now. I think I'm just going to cruise around, just take it easy and go through some rapids. Try not to drown. We'll see you on the next one. Close.
Keep hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big